Yeah, and it's funny because my fight is March 16th. March 15th, I came in the US. So it's gonna be 7 years, March 16th, 15th. Um, so I'm gonna celebrate, man.
Download the AllStar app. Make your picks for UFC fights, challenge your friends, level up and win prizes. Link in description. Get it now.
Cyprus Young Professional Award. Let's start with that. And getting that award, receiving that award, earning that award. How was that?
Was something unique. And for me was huge because I got this award as the only Cypriot in the UFC. Um, and with this award, I know that I have my people and my country behind me.
Yeah, you definitely do. And also speaking in front of the US Chamber of Commerce. How nerve-wracking was that? Were you super nervous
Oh,
for that?
yeah, trust me. I was. I had my speech, and I was fixing it for 2 weeks. Um, So imagine I'm fighting in the cage and I'm not nervous, but there I was. Um, but I was okay, man. It was fun. I like it. Uh, People loved it. Um, and it's good because more people they learn more about the martial arts and the UFC.
How did your family react to having, you receiving something like that? I think it's a big thing, man.
It is a big thing, but the UFC contract is bigger.
Okay.
Everybody in Cyprus was like, "Oh, you're gonna be the next president of Cyprus." I'm like, "No."
Hey, you never know. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
you never know, right? You never know what life can bring to you. Yeah, another thing that I noticed is the trip to Serbia. I saw that video of you in the church. Wow, what an incredible church that place was.
Man, so I watched a documentary about this church, and they tried to build it as the same with Hagia Sophia in Constantinople. Um, so they tried to build it in the same way. So I watched it in a documentary, and I'm like, okay, now it's a good chance as I'm coming back in the US to stop in Serbia. Uh, so I visited the church. I took a video, man. I mean, people, the people in Serbia, I mean, they loved it, man. I think the video has like 800,000 views, man. Uh, Crazy. It was, but it's beautiful. I'm gonna go again when on June when I go back to Cyprus. I'm gonna stop again in Serbia.
Is that something that you really like go out and like search for? Is those types of like monuments or places to visit?
Um, yes, and every time I go to, because I'm a very religious person. Every time I go to Cyprus, I'm trying to find new like churches or monasteries, and I go to Greece too to visit like this kind of stuff. uh, and I think yes, every time I go for holidays, that's my priority, and then I have my holidays together.
Let's jump back to the Contender Series, man. The matchup of last season was your fight against Cameron Smotherman. You go in there and make it look like it wasn't the matchup of the year. It was you showcasing your skills in 1 minute. You know what I mean?
I
Like
told
when you
you.
look back at
Remember,
that,
I told you.
yeah. What's up?
You remember I told you I'm gonna finish it in the
Yeah,
first.
yeah, you did. You did. You definitely did tell me that. And you know what I mean? When you call something and you do it, it's like the confidence. I know you
Yeah,
already got confidence, but like every fight, there's more added to it, right?
yeah, of course, and I'm very, very confident with my next fight too, um, because the biggest obstacle was Contender Series, and you know that is to sign with the UFC to impress Dana White. Actually, I didn't give him a choice, but. Uh, now it's my time. It's my debut, and I'm gonna show to the world who I am.
Without a doubt, man. Let's jump into the fight, the matchup. Chad Anheliger. What do you think of him and the skill set?
I'm gonna say he's tough. He can take punches. I don't know if he can take my punches though. Um, we'll see. It's gonna be exciting fight, man. Can't wait. Can't wait. Trust me. I have a fight come like 4 months now. 4 months. And my coach Ray was like, "Man, you're ready to fight this weekend." Even like 2 weeks ago, he was telling me that because I'm so ready, and now I'm so excited because I want the fight come to be done. um, so yeah, I'm very excited. It's a very good matchup. As I said, he's tough. He's moving a lot, but I have the answer for everything.
Yeah, Chad. You know, what I mean, do you feel like he's a a better matchup than Cameron Smotherman? Is he a tougher matchup?
No, Cameron's Motherman was uh, worst like matchup for me. Um, I think this matchup is better. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I mean, any style, I find a way to go in and finish them. Any style, and this is what I did in my last fight.
And you said 4 months. You know, you've known about that, but Chad wasn't the original opponent. You
No,
had a different opponent.
it's funny because look, they text me and they were like, "Okay, we have this opponent," and I said, "Okay, yes," and they sent me immediately the contract. Man, it was like 4 months before March 16th. 4 months. And it was so weird because everybody was like, 4 months before they send you the contract. Even Ray was like, that's very weird. I'm like, okay, they sent me the contract, I signed it. And so, yes, everything was okay. And then my manager texted me and was like, call me SAP. I knew it because it's always like this, man. Uh, he said they are looking for a new opponent. I said, okay, whatever. So then they found me a different guy, and then he got injured too. So now they found me Chad, and I hope he stays.
I think he will. He's the type of fighter. I've talked to him many times. He's the type of
Yeah,
fighter that's going to show up. He's going to show up
yeah.
no matter what.
And I mean, it's not. I'm not saying he's gotta be scared and pull out of the fight. Injuries, man. Injuries,
Yeah,
especially
true.
the fight camp, the last weeks, it's very common.
Yeah, we just saw um, Justin Toffa get injured the night
Yeah,
before weigh-ins. It's crazy things how things can happen. You know,
yeah.
it's
So
crazy.
that's why I'm trying to be very careful because I'm ready and I don't wanna push like extra hard now to get injured because I'm already ready. So we try to be very, very careful.
Yeah, for sure. You do have to be very, very careful, and you know when you being careful is like have like who you select as your training partners as well. You know what I mean? Like who do you trust for this camp? Like who do you have that's working with you closely?
Uh, Look, I work with. I'm trying to find people in my weight class because I always spar with heavier guys, bantamweights. Um I spar with Dennis Bazukia, who is in UFC too. Um, I spar with Anthony Dilemi. Now he's fighting for the CFC title. Um, every time who every time Aljo comes, I spar with Aljo. We do some boxing rounds. um yeah, I'm trying to spar with different guys. When my Merab was here, I used to spar with Merab, but then he went to Vegas for the fight camp, but he was coming back and forth, so I had the opportunity to spar with him too. Uh, So yes, man. I mean, I have a great camp. Even I spar with like every round with different guys. Um, because I don't know how to explain this, man. I'm very weird. I want the hardest work, man. I want them to punch me in the face. This is what I want. This is how I know that I did a very good sparring. You know what I mean? And every sparring I go, every sparring I do, I'm trying to go like nonstop. Never step back, you know? All the time, throwing punches, kicks, throwing punches, takedowns, punches, takedowns. And I have Ray for this. If he sees me that I step back, he's like, stay active, stay active, stay active, because he wants me to gas out. This is and I had an amazing camp, man. Even better than my contender series fight.
How's it having Steve Lee and Ray Longo in your corner? There's kind of like a balance there, right?
Man, I love Steve Lee and Ray. Um, they are so funny, and Steve, he's helping me a lot with everything. He's a nice guy. Um, it's funny, yes. With them, look, I enjoy to have them in my corner. Yeah, this time I'm gonna have Ray and Aljamain. Uh, but imagine if you have Ray and Matsera. That's the funniest uh, story. I mean, it's crazy. These two, my God,
How many times have they cornered you? Both of them. Have they ever
together. Yeah,
together?
they did it once, once together. But other times I had just Ray or just Matt. But I remember when I had them both in my corner, I was backstage and I was laughing so hard, man. So hard. They are crazy, both of them. And I love it because they give you so much energy, man. Backstage, I didn't even think about my fight. Uh, and yeah, it was crazy. And I remember I went out there and I finished him in the 21 seconds.
Maybe laughing is the best preparation
Yeah,
for
man,
your
gives you
fights.
energy. Gives you
Yeah,
energy, bro.
yeah. Nice, man. What are you expecting out of yourself, man? What are you envisioning for this fight coming up?
It's there are two ways. Either I'm gonna finish the fight, or if I don't finish the fight, I'm gonna dominate the fight. The 3 rounds, I'm gonna dominate the three. But I think I'm gonna finish the fight because I know my power. I trust my power, and I need one shot. One shot.
One shot, man. And you mentioned Marab earlier. What do you think about his performance? Man, he's just a machine.
He's
He's the
a machine.
machine, right?
He's
Yeah.
a machine. Every time I spar with him, he just every round he shoots like 30 times, man. He doesn't stop. I mean, I block one takedown, two, 10, 20 takedowns, but then I mean you can't. And
Yeah.
uh, it's very good because you work your cardio. Uh, but we have fun with Barab. Every time we spar, we have fun
Yeah. Yeah. I could
because
only imagine.
yeah, he knows I'm a striker. I know he's a cardio master and a wrestling master, and I'm trying to keep the fight on the feet. He tried to keep the fight on the ground. It's fun.
Yeah, great, great, man. I was watching a video from maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, and you at a law, preparing for your fights, and I was like, man, he's come so long. I mean, you invested so many years, coming from your home country to come train here and fight here. Now it's the moment, right? Now it's the time.
Yeah, and it's funny because my fight is March 16th. March 15th, I came in the US. So it's gonna be 7 years, March 16th, 15th. Um, so I'm gonna celebrate, man. You know?
There you go, March 16th. Fight night, UFC debut. It's gonna be crazy. Thank you so much for the time, man. It was great
Oh,
chatting
man,
with
thank
you, and
you.
hopefully we see you a couple times this year.
Yeah, of course, you will see me a lot. Trust me. I'm gonna try to stay busy.